Welcome back. In this video, we're going to read and discuss some AITAs. Got Reddit pulled up? Let's just jump right into it. AITA for wanting to end a family tradition that excludes one of the children. First thoughts, it doesn't seem like it. It seems reasonable. Let's see what's going on. Every April, my wife's family holds a family reunion. They don't celebrate holidays together often, so they go all out for these, renting a hall, catering, the works. The only weird event at these reunions is a clothing swap between the women of the family. Let's see where this is going. For whatever reason, when my wife and her sisters all had daughters close in age, they decided a long time ago that it was the best way to do family hand-me-downs. All the women in my wife's family ended up being very short, so they all wear rare but smaller sizes. So it's always worked out. With the 70-30 gender split and the only men in the family being myself, my brother-in-law, and my sons from a previous relationship, this swap meet is the main event. They make it the whole show about it. It's incredibly boring from the outside, so my boys and I always head out early, if we go at all. This would be a non-issue if it weren't for my daughter, Kate. She's my wife and ours baby. Kate took after my side of the family. We're a taller family and at least not Keebler elves, so by the time she was 11, she started coming back with nothing from those parties. Interesting. The first time, I assumed that she was just picky until I realized that she was starting to get bigger than her older sisters and cousins and had outgrown any size they would wear. My wife thought she needed to realize that not everything was for everyone and to just have fun being there. Last year, she started having body image issues, thinking she was fat and needed to go on a diet. And now I'm thinking having this event is feeding it. This year is going to be a massive deal as my mother-in-law is going into nursing home and is downsizing. She is into fashion and that she has an entire storage unit full, so it's going to be a ton of stuff. I'm starting to think the reunion shouldn't involve a clothing swap at all, and all of that should be done privately at another time. Family shouldn't be about a fashion show. My wife thinks it's ridiculous that Kate is just having typical teenage problems that will go away on their own, but if she's so bothered, she can just not go or stay with the boys. I don't think that's right. This is mainly a girls' reunion. It's not that there isn't anything else for an alternative for her to share in because they don't really get rid of accessories or anything. It's just the clothing. This event is starting to get mean and exclusionary, and it needs to end. I'm trying my best to make them see sense, and I'm getting nothing but arguments. Am I really in the wrong here? I'm leaning towards no, I don't think you're wrong. You know, if something has always worked for the family, but the family has now changed and grown and whatever, I feel like the traditions need to change and grow with the people. I think sometimes people get too stuck on like, oh, but this is our traditions change all the time. We decide to change traditions. There's plenty of parts of my tradition that I don't follow. Some I do, like, you know what I mean? Like my culture and my tradition and stuff. It's like some of those things I do, some I don't, some I changed, some have been changed in the past, some will change in the future. I feel like we put too much, I'm not saying it's not important at all, but I feel like we put too much emphasis sometimes on like culture and traditions and like doing things the way we've always done them just because we've always done it that way. Yeah, it seems like it used to work and it used to be great and fun, and it's not really great and fun for everybody anymore. If it's excluding somebody, like it could be just be done in I don't know, like why can't we just separate the reunion part so that and also I was even just thinking that even before we started talking about the real issue of this girl not getting like to participate in the event is like, so the men of the family just dip out, so it's not really a family reunion. I mean, like it is, but only like half of the event is a family reunion, and then all of a sudden it just switches to like a fashion show / clothing swap. Like that's a weird combination of events. I thought it was gonna be about her weight. Like at least it's not about like she's. It was actually. What am I even saying? She did kind of start talking about her weight. At first, it was just about her being like taller and growing faster. But as I have heard from a lot of taller people, like any extra weight on them at all makes them feel even larger. And they don't typically like that. It's just what I've been hearing. I can't really relate. I'm just fat. I'm not even that tall. I'm just fat. So I can't relate personally. But that's what I hear. So I understand that she's probably already, and if she's going into teenage years, she's already starting to just feel a little bit self-conscious about how big, whatever she might feel she is. And I do feel like family, specifically like the adults of the family, should be the ones really, really, really trying to help and encourage that. I really don't like the attitude of like, oh, it's just normal teenage problems, like dismiss, like, yes, it's normal teenage problems, but why would you dismiss it just because it happens to most people? It's still a problem that is happening for your teenager. Just because most teenagers deal with that problem doesn't mean it doesn't need to be addressed, or like she doesn't need help with that from you. Like, most teenagers deal with that, and they get, or should get, help and advice from their parents to get through it. Like, what do you mean just because it happens to most of us doesn't mean we don't need advice? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I just keep repeating myself, but I'm genuinely confused at that thinking of like, oh, it's just a normal teenage problem, she'll work it out. No, like, people work out their problems as teenagers because we're led and helped through them. So I don't think that you're being an a-hole at all by saying that this needs to end. And I think that, yeah, it should be just two separate events. I would suggest let's do a family reunion where, like, that's the whole point, is the family being together for the event. And there's not this big main event as he starts to, like, if the other people in the family literally leave early, like, that means it's because that's the main event at that point. So I do agree with his like main event status of this. Like, it's you're taking away from the family reunion and making about the clothing swap instead. If some of you ladies would like to do clothing, like, send out an invite to a separate event saying if anyone would like to come participate, by all means. But don't do it at the family reunion. I would keep that as everybody in the family can always participate. Every time, always, everybody. I feel like you're not being an a-hole at all, but I'm going to scroll down, as I usually do, just get the general consensus of the people. Okay, we've got two varying opinions right off the bat. The very first opinion, the most upvoted, is NTA. Take her out shopping that day. Your wife will come home with her new clothes. Your daughter will also get some new things. Or take her beforehand so she goes to that event already excited about all her new stuff. Yeah, again, I personally agree with why did I stutter so much? I personally agree with that. I think that's a great way to go about it. Take her out, make her feel special and wanted, and get her things that are going to make her feel good and comfortable that she can wear. But I wouldn't suggest she go to that event if that's the whole purpose. That, you know what I mean? It's like, I wouldn't go to an event like that. Like, I'm plus size, like, I don't wear any of the clothes that my friends and family typically wear. So it's like, I wouldn't go to that. And I would have no issue at all with them having that separately from me, but like not at the family reunion, you know? But the other opinion is probably unpopular opinion, but I think you are overreacting. My friend group has clothing swaps all the time. I am on a larger size and I often don't fit a lot. I still love that they have them and I love participating. 1, clothing swaps support sustainability and encouraging wearing used clothing. The clothing industry, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to talk about the clothing industry. 2, they saved so much money. 3, it's usually fun together. No, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm kind of skipping over that opinion because they went into like a whole other thing. The whole point is that there's so much in support of the benefits of sustainability and clothing swaps and saving money and all that you should go ahead and do it. But I don't think, again, you can do that, but I just don't think it should be I feel like this person kind of lost the plot a little bit. They're just talking about like climate change and like the clothing industry is a huge contributor, all these things, and it's just like, okay, but like, we're not talking about whether clothing swaps should happen or not. That's not the issue. That's not the question. Clothing swaps should happen. He's not saying a clothing swap shouldn't happen. He's just thinking maybe it shouldn't happen. Or I guess, he kind of is leaning towards it shouldn't happen, but I'm just suggesting that it still happened because I do agree. Clothing swaps are amazing. Great. Love them. Amazing. But they just shouldn't be the main focal point of a different type of event. Let me see if that's the general consensus. Yeah, pretty much everybody is agreeing that NTA, that it's, Oh, this is an interesting opinion. You would be the a-hole if you tried to end the tradition. You're not the a-hole for wanting it to end. Oh, so wanting it, but actually actively acting on that act would make you the a-hole? First of all, it isn't yours to end. This belongs to the women of your family. Hard disagree. Hard disagree. Not at the family reunion. Again, if this were any other time other than at the family event, at the family reunion, then I would agree. But no, they don't own this event as their, like, they're kind of taking over an event that is everybody's and making it theirs, and I don't think that's right. YTA, not your family nor your place to make the changes. Your daughter is tall, shit happens, and she needs to learn that she won't always be able to participate in every event. Again, okay, I'm just repeating myself at this point. Not every event, no. If not the clothing swap, but the family reunion she should be allowed to participate in. Let's move on. I feel like that one was kind of like mixed. A lot of people were not agreeing on that one. Let's pull up another one here. AITA for not letting my girlfriend get into the bathroom. I was taking a shower, and in the middle of it, my girlfriend suddenly knocks on the door and pulls the handle several times. With the water running, it was difficult to hear what she said. She then proceeds to turn off the lights in order to get my attention. I shout out that once I'm done, I will open the door, but she doesn't want to turn the lights back on until I open the door. I get a bit irritated about the situation since I can't really see, and I'm nearsighted on top of it all, and it's pretty dark. She wanted to go work out and brush her teeth beforehand. After I was done, we got in a bit of an argument since I said it was unnecessary to turn off the lights while I was in the shower, and that she just should have waited until I was done. She starts ranting about wanting to head off so that she's at the gym before a certain time since the treadmills would be taken. I just felt it was a bit unnecessary, and now she headed off while the mood wasn't particularly at its best. AITA for not opening the door right away. For people wondering why I lock the door and think it's weird, the reason for it is I just value my privacy. I don't like people running in while I'm showering. Of course, it doesn't do anything if she sees me naked since she's my girlfriend. It's more of a personal preference. We both do it. Oh, that was an interesting little note at the end. That was a very interesting note at the end. Okay, hold on. I have to because I had a certain opinion forming the entire time, but then this one last little sentence, this tiny little phrase, we both do it. Okay, hold on, because my original opinion that was forming the entire time was, no, that's absolutely inappropriate to lock a person out of a bathroom door when you know that you share that bathroom and that you're both trying to get ready in the morning. Like, couples are just going to have to learn to share bathrooms if you only have one bathroom and you both need to get ready at the same time. Like, I was like, that's inappropriate to lock her out knowing that, like, she's also got things to do. You know what I mean? Like, you need to make it work if you've only got one bathroom. But then that little note of, well, she does it too? So you're locked out of the bathroom when she's taking a shower and all that? Why? Why are y'all doing this to yourself? I think now you're both the a-holes. Like, why? What? What do you mean? Why would you lock each other out of a shared bathroom? Like, what do you mean? Me and my partner share our one bathroom. And we're in there together. And it's a tiny bathroom. It's not even like a 2-person bathroom. It's a half a person bathroom. Like, this house is tiny. And we're in there squeezing around each other. And actually, we just take it as a time to, like, touch each other's butts as we go by. You know what I mean? Like, we make it even fun. Like, we don't dislike it at all. In fact, we make it something we like. So, I'm wondering, like, why are y'all acting that way, locking each other out the bathroom? I understand privacy. And I get, like, me and my partner like some privacy from each other, too. And we do that, like, in other ways and other times, not in a share, like, in the one facility that only facilitates those activities. Like, that's not an appropriate place to demand privacy. And again, I understand we're talking about a bathroom, but if we're talking about a shared bathroom with your partner, there's only so much privacy that can be expected. Like, yes, if, like, someone's trying to actually take a poop or something in there, then the other one will typically stay out. Or, like, if someone's showering, the other one will try to not take the poop unless it's an emergency or something, right? Because, you know, just for smell's sake. But, like, I think it's super weird that you guys are even locking each other out of the bathroom at all. But so I guess to address the actual question of are you an a-hole for locking her out and not letting her in immediately? No, I guess not. Though only because like that's how you two do it with each other. Like she does it too. That's how it is. Uh, I would suggest not doing it that way at all. Neither of you lock the bathroom door that way in an emergency. Or for example, sometimes when I'm in there and I'm like using the sink and he like needs to also use the sink, he can just grab his toothbrush and like go to the kitchen sink to be able, like just let him grab the toothbrush real quick. Like in this case, she just needed to grab the toothbrush. She didn't even necessarily need to brush her teeth in your shower space. She could have just yoink and like went to the kitchen and brushed her teeth potentially. Like make it work, you know? I feel like y'all are just sort of like arguing to argue. Are you guys just like in a bad moods or what? You know what I mean? Yeah, and also it's just like to come in, bang, 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 bang it, and then turn off the lights on me. Now, like that would put me in a bad mood too. So, admittedly, I feel like she did kind of start this because if you both are on an even playing field, if you both lock the doors and she came in, bang, 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 and turn off the light, what gives you the right to do that? Given that you also do, you know what I mean? But I'm a little confused because how's she turning the lights off if the door's locked? Is the light switch outside of your bathroom? I guess that's possible, but that seems weird. I guess my opinion is NTA. Let me scroll down and see if the peoples agree. She, she created a hazard by turning off the light and leaving you in the dark. Tell her it's not okay and she could have waited 5 minutes. Next time she's in the shower, do the same thing to her. Maybe she'll get the clue. I would not suggest that. That has the highest upview votes. I would not suggest that. Now y'all are just break up at that point. Like, oh my god, don't even go down that road. NTA, she was extremely childish. I get the light thing, but it crosses over from playful to annoying when she leaves it off. Right, again, it's like if you just, whatever, a flash or something, it's like it's not even playful, it's mildly annoying. But now you've pushed it to actually full-blown annoyed because you're just leaving it on. I'm trying to actually shower here. Now neither one of us is doing what we need to be doing. You're actually just making it take longer for you to get to brush your teeth. Let me see. Yeah, question 1. Had you locked the bathroom door? And question 2, the light switches are on the outside of the bathroom? Question mark, question mark, question mark. In some countries, light switches are always on the outside of the bathroom. Clearly, this is the case here. It's not like she came in and turned them off while inside. Yeah, okay, apparently. NTA, your girlfriend is. That's pretty selfish and demanding. You were in the shower. That's unpleasant. To leave a shower for a task and then get back in. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I wouldn't want to hop out the shower either, but I just feel like, again, like, don't lock the door for showers. Also, it's just like, I remember once when I was young, my older sister fell and hurt herself, like, pretty decently, like, smacked her head, whatever, in the shower. But we didn't know for a very long time because she, like, privately, quietly goes up, locks herself in the bathroom, and is in there for, like, hours when she would shower and do, like, her whole, like, shower thing, you know? But it was like 2-3 hours later, that water is still running there. My dad's like trying to bang on the door, like, girl, like, she's passed out in it. She blacked out for who knows even how long. So I just wouldn't really suggest that much privacy in showering. Just in case you slip or anything. And everyone's the a-hole. That's probably the opinion that I agree with the most. Let's move on to a third, huh? AITA for spoiling my daughter. Yeah. They've got spoiling in quotes, so we'll see what spoiling means here, because it very much depends. I, 47 male, divorced my ex-wife, 45 female, 8 years ago. We share custody of our daughter, 17 female. Since the breakup when Olivia was 9. My ex has Olivia from Monday to Thursday, and I have her on Friday and the weekends. It's been arranged this way as I work a corporate job that would make it difficult to devote the amount of time I want to Olivia during the week. While my ex got remarried about 3 years after we split, I never did. I dated here and there, but with the combination of work and commitments, I simply cannot find the right person. I've stayed mostly single. For background purposes, we have a very well-paying corporate job. I won't go into my specific salaries, but it's very close to 7 figures. My ex is a stay-at-home mom, and her husband earns a good salary. I say they're comfortable. Due to my large amount of spare income, the majority left over is spent on Olivia. We have a great relationship, and if she wants something, I often get it for her. Over the years, I've bought her designer clothes, jewelry, new phones, a Mac. I paid for a weekend break for her and her 4 closest friends, etc. Olivia has never become spoiled or ungrateful because of this, and I make sure she still develops a sense of responsibility by doing chores and the like. She also works hard at school, being on track and good to go to college. When it was her birthday a week ago, I bought her a car. It was a nice car, 45,000 range. Olivia was beyond excited and she couldn't stop thanking me. I presumed there was zero issue until a couple of days ago I received a call from my ex. We generally have a civil relationship and we get on in order to co-parent Olivia. However, when I picked up the phone, she was livid and said I'd spoiled Olivia by buying her such a nice car as a present, when she would never be able to afford something of that price. And it makes her look inadequate by comparison. She got Olivia a necklace. I said that wasn't my intention, and as Olivia is my daughter, I wanted to get her a present that, she wanted with my salary. My ex said I was being incredibly selfish and determined to seem like the great parent who gives Olivia everything she wants. The call ended by her saying I've spoiled our daughter and that I have to stop giving such expensive gifts so that there can be a level playing field. I informed her that I will not be doing this and I would give Olivia what she wanted with the salary I've earned. I feel I have worked for my money and I want to spend it on Olivia. I'm entitled to do so. Her opinion is that there shouldn't be such a discrepancy in the gifts that I'm trying to one-up her by spoiling Olivia. So, AITA. Nope. Hard, firm, nope. That's why I kind of paused there on the that the wife saying that she would never be able to afford something of that price and that it makes her look inadequate in comparison. Girl, get your feelings in order and stop taking that out on that poor man, because he has nothing to do with your lack of money and your, like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand. That's so incredibly selfish and disgusting from the mother, honestly. Like, you should, as the mother, you should want that father to be as present as possible, as accommodating, like, as financially responsible as possible for your child. And to be so dismissive and ungrateful of that is crazy, given that, like, most mamas in divorces and don't have it nearly as good as you. Like, he wants to be there. He wants to be engaged in the kid. He wants to take care of the kid. He wants to pay the kid's bills. Maybe we should, like, acknowledge that a little bit. But also, it's just, you're just feeling insecure. You're just feeling inadequate. You're just feeling not enough. And you're trying to act as though the husband is, or the ex-husband is the reason for that. Your feelings are your responsibility. You know what I mean? Like, him having more money than you has nothing to do with him, really. It just, like, that's not his fault. It's not his problem. And as long as he kind of specified in there that, like, it's not a behavioral thing. It's not an issue of the kids going crazy with money or not taking care of responsibilities or things like that. Like, she's doing well in school and on track for college and stuff, then by all means continue to give her the, like, extras in life that she wants, as long as she's doing what she needs to do. If you earn good money, you work hard and you earn good money and you want to spend that on your daughter, I completely, wholeheartedly support that. I think the mother is being incredibly selfish, crazy selfish, and behavior like that from a mother just disgusts me. Like, I'm just like, ugh. Like, I just don't even want to read this story anymore. I just want to move on. But let's just scroll down and have a quick little oh yeah. See, this comment here that I didn't even read, but it highlighted a part that I was going to say earlier. I was noticing it's like the mom has her during the weekdays and the dad has her over the weekend. And I think that again, while it's like, it's logical and it makes sense, I don't think that's probably feeling the best for the mom, because the mom is getting weekday school stress problems, has to come home and do homework all night kind of daughter. And then the ex-husband is getting the weekend fun trips, friends version of the daughter. Again, I don't put that on the father. Like, that just is how it's working out. But I can understand, like, the mom gets a touch of sympathy from me for that, but again, you're the responsible parent. You need to keep your, like, I understand her feelings, but she's still completely responsible for keeping those in check and not taking those out on the ex and the daughter. NTA, you work hard and have put your work ahead of your other relationships except for this one. I feel that your character is matching your expectations. I feel that her character is matching your expectations and you reward her as a result. Your ex-wife doesn't factor in at all, and if you make them feel inadequate, to me, that's their issue, not yours. Pretty much exactly what I said. Completely agreed. Soft YTA. You and your ex are co-parenting, which means you have to make decisions about how your daughter is raised together. This includes the types of gifts you both think are appropriate and how much allowance she gets. It's okay that you chip in with larger amount, but large gifts such as a car should be discussed with her mother first. Your ex is also not wrong that it can undermine her relationship with your daughter. It's not only is she, sees one parent as boring and the other one gets all the fun weekends. She now also has one that gives her boring gifts and one that gives her lavish ones. It creates a discrepancy, and while you're entitled to do so, it does raise questions if this is what's best for Olivia and her relationship with both of her parents. You should have discussed giving the car in advance with your ex and agreed on a price range you both deemed reasonable. There were other solutions possible where your ex could chip in on the gift so that it came from both of you. Perhaps your ex was also planning to give a car and now she can't. It's a soft YTA because you obviously love your daughter and you mean well, but you should talk through stuff like this with your ex. Now, that was a really good response, actually, and it's making me kind of reconsider my first thoughts. Let me read this too. I also noticed and thought it unfair that OP basically gets to swoop in on the weekends and have all the fun while it's... Yeah, I did notice that too, right? Combined with spending so much money on the daughter, mom feels like, the boring parent. YTA, if Olivia isn't spoiled, it's not because of you, it's because she's actually being raised by her mom. You just get to spend money and do the fun stuff. Spending money does not equal raising a child. You don't mention any of your daughter's interests, just that what she likes that you buy her. Well, I mean, that was the point of the story, though. We don't know how much he knows about her life and interests. Your ex puts in all the work, and you reap all the rewards. I can understand that assumption, again, based on the weekday and the weekend, but we don't really know that. Like, none of that would be included in the story because it's not relevant to the topic of this story. So the fact that he didn't mention all of her other interests and weekday school and stuff, like, that really didn't have anything. Like, he might know about that. I get the vibe of like swooping in on the weekend and getting to have all the fun while the mom has to do all the actual parenting. That's reasonable. That's likely. I'm just saying we don't know. I think I might be changing my opinion a bit. I do that really well worded the one that I read, basically explaining that having more communication with the mom would be better overall co-parenting for the daughter, and actually I do completely agree with that. So I don't think it makes you the a-hole, so I'm still with the NTA. But I do suggest you follow that commenter's advice. And I like the suggestion of maybe chipping in, and of course you pay much more or whatever, but maybe going in so that it is from both of you. Now that would have been an amazing way to do it. So I don't think anybody's an a-hole, but I do think some more communication would be helpful. And I think we'll go ahead and stop that there. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the little thumbs up down below. Subscribe while you're hanging out down there. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.